Hi everyone, welcome to the next chapter by Marzi. We're back once again to talk to you about another super senior who is shattering every myth, breaking every stereotype that you've ever heard about aging and life after 60. I am Roonam, your host for this season. Today we have with us Fia, or Fia's. It is the world's only Parsi fine dining restaurant, which she opened after the age of 62. Not because she had to, but because she wanted to. She has battled with cancer, not once, but twice, and has also beaten paralysis, which no one thought she would be able to. So we're here to talk to her about her life, her journey, her challenges, and to go away inspired. Welcome, Fia. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for calling me.
So let's start by just hearing a little bit about your life journey so far.
Well, I must say that it's been a tough one, but a happy one because I have no regrets. And if I had to do it all over again, I would. And hopefully I would do a lot more.
I'm sure.
Yeah, a lot more. We always say that I wish we were wiser, in the young days as we are now.
Yeah.
But in my case, I think I was just simply wise, if I may say so, because I had my first business deal at 9 years old. At 9.
Wow.
Yeah, due to circumstances.
Okay.
And the brain just ticked. And it just, I don't know if you believe that there are angels that always help you.
Yeah.
No matter what age you are, however old or young you are, there is some hand over you.
Yeah.
And if you believe in angels, I think you really, really go far. And I've fought many battles, and I was born unwell, very unwell, to the point that my mom had left me in the hospital and said, "Oh my God,
Oh gosh.
what is this?" And she wanted a boy anyway. So and my granddad had to go and pick me up and bring me back.
Wow.
She used to take me to every church, every temple, you name it, and she used to take me everywhere because I couldn't eat or drink.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so it was that bad. She also struggled for approximately 7-8 years with me and went through hell. We both did. But
sure.
It was a good journey, and we learned a lot together on that journey. To be compassionate, to be kind. Of course, after that, a lot happened. I had cancer. I was paralyzed waist downwards. This was in 2015. And on the 2nd of Jan, I was in the hospital and paralyzed. And on the 5th or 6th, I think I came back home because I refused to stay in the hospital. And everyone said, what are you going to do? You have to be in a hospital. You have to get treated. I said, no, I'm going to get the surgery done. Got it done.
What surgery was this?
A spine surgery.
Wow.
I didn't know whether I was going to live or die or what.
Yeah.
But I was determined to live because I said, I'm coming out of this and I'm going to walk, for sure. The face in front of me was my little daughter, Xenia. And she was very young, she was only 18.
Right.
And that was her first New Year's. And she said, I want to spend my first New Year as an adult with you, Ma.
Aww.
And ever since then, she spent all her New Year's with me. So that was my inspiration. And I was determined. Came out of the anesthesia, walked the halls of the hospital against the will of the doctor. And he said, 6 months bed rest. As everyone knows, you can't walk around.
Yeah.
But I did. Next day, I flew back.
Wow.
Didn't sit on a wheelchair. I was determined, very slowly, of course, but I was back on that flight and back in Bangalore.
And today you've walked in these fabulous
And
heels.
I have to say, I was back on my heels, which I can't stay without. April, I was in Bangalore Club dancing with a walking stick, and Dr. Tom Chandy comes up to me and says, "Oh my God, what the hell are you doing on the floor?" So you're asking for trouble. But well, touch wood, everything went off well. I did take care of myself. Then I went in. I had cancer, and of course I already had cancer before, and then I had another second cancer. That is, so I just went into this oblivion state of allowing myself to handle the pain. I said no chemo, no radiation, because my husband's first wife had cancer and went through chemo and radiation, passed away, of course, but she really suffered, truly suffered. And I was determined, and she was a friend of mine, she was my classmate. So I said, no way, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go through this. So my husband took me to a doctor again, and I had taken homeopathy, and I managed my cancer with that.
But I've been spending a few minutes with you now, and I see no pain in your attitude, in your face.
okay, I must tell you, I will go a little forward from that point to come back to there. Like I tell most of my friends, some of them say, Fia, how do you manage?
Yeah.
My doctor says, how do you manage? I said, you know what? Between the market, my restaurant, and coming back to the restaurant again,
Yeah.
looking like a Christmas tree after the cooking, I have to show people that, this is me. And you can be me at any age. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At any age, at any stage, with anything. You have to, it's your mind that if you let go, then you're gone. And I'm in pain every day.
Wow.
I'm in pain every single day, but I just move on. There are times when I'm down. There are times when, I cry myself to sleep. There are times, more often, I do cry myself to sleep with pain. During the day, if I'm in pain, I run, even if I'm talking to a client, I run to the loo. I say, excuse me, just a second, and I'm, crying inside because, till I can bear the pain. So, pain is always there with cancer. I mean, any cancer patient will tell you that.
Yeah.
It's. I don't wish it for my enemy. And I sometimes do take, very rarely do. I'm not a pill popper, but I do take a dilator sometimes, and I have taken one before I've come. So yeah. So that's the side of pain as far as pain is concerned.
No, absolutely. This is very, very awe-striking, at least for me. And we started talking, of course, because of your restaurant, Fia's, which a friend of mine went to and absolutely raved about. And like I said earlier, it's the world's first and only Parsi fine dining restaurant, which is quite a title to carry, quite a important thing to carry on your shoulder. So what made you start it? What does Fia stand for?
Fia is my pet name.
Okay.
My name is Firuza, Phirooza.
Okay.
Firuza Sanjana is my maiden name. And now, when I did start the restaurant, the reason for starting was, I told myself one day, I said, we are all going to die anyway. And Parsis are dying faster than anyone else. So I said, considering our community is shrinking, I said, what have we really left behind besides what Tatas and Godrej and everybody else have left behind? I said, what have we really left behind for Parsis?
Yeah.
Our culture is mixed up. Our dressing is mixed up. Persia, if you look at the map, from Egypt, we are from the Middle East.
Right.
So our food is not about masalas and garam masalas. It's about flavors.
Yeah.
We got mixed up. The food was mixed up with the Gujarati food.
Yeah.
In Iran, in Persia, the food got mixed up with the Iranian food. So Persian and Iranian got mixed up. What happened to the original cuisine of the Persians and the grandeur of the place and the way you serve and the way you dress when you sit on a dining table and that whole Persian culture, what happened to that? Seems to have got lost. So if you come to my restaurant and if you come to Fia's Lounge, we are on Richmond Road, and if you come there, you will find that a lot of elderly people that also come there, a lot of elderly people, because I make food with flavors. I make the same taste, but not spicy and oily and, nothing like our farchas are not deep fried. So they're gently put into olive oil, and taken out for the color. But they're pre-cooked, pre-steamed.
Yeah.
Everything is water bath and even our custard. So a lot of our food which has been forgotten, I'm trying to bring back. Now, this restaurant is a thank you to India for giving us a home and a place to stay.
Wow.
That's the least I can do is leave, a little legacy behind.
Lovely.
Everyone said, don't do this restaurant.
Why?
In Bangalore.
Why?
I said, why? The
Yeah.
same question. Strange. I said, why? They never had an answer. Then I had somebody say, do you know the competition you've got? You're 62 years old. Are you stupid?
Wow.
And you're not well. And you have to work 18 hours a day. So I said, so? I started in Topkapi when I was very young. I was hardly must have been 15, 16 years old. And I didn't have a problem then with all my issues that I have even now.
Yeah.
I understand we are older, but I have a fantastic team. I have a beautiful team then and now. And nothing works without, all of us getting together as a family.
Yeah.
And my staff is family. I'm very particular. My kitchen is the only kitchen, I think, in the world that does not scream and yell and shout and abuse.
Wow.
You know, and we have dyslexic boys. We have orphan children, boys working for us. So it's for a reason. This
Yeah.
restaurant is for a reason. And mainly, of course, like I said, thank you, India. And they said, I mean, my husband said, Pia, you're not well. He was concerned. Family was concerned. They said, you're always unwell and, you know, you're in pain. And how are you? I said, if I sit at home and say, okay, now I'm 60 years old, or, you know, I have ailments and I've had this and I've had that. And if I start thinking in the manner that you're thinking, I am going to collapse. I'm on my 6-inch heels. I'm on my back with my back absolutely ramrod straight. And I am going to go through this and I'm going to do it. And at least I'll leave this behind for India to, you know, hopefully I'll go global.
Okay. So, Fia, on a very different tack, just let me take you back to COVID times. I believe you were battling with cancer even at that point in time.
Yes.
And
It's 24 years now.
Yeah. Everyone was advised to stay home. We were in a national lockdown.
Yes.
And the kids, the elderly, and the immunocompromised were the most vulnerable. So you would have been part of the category that was the most vulnerable and to be sheltered at home at all costs. But you weren't at home. You were outside.
Yeah, I'm glad you've done your homework well. I was on the streets of Bangalore,
What were you doing there?
walking around with my car following me and my kids in the car. And I said, anyway, I've got cancer. Anyway, I'm unwell. How the hell does it matter? If I have to go, I have to go. Whether it's during COVID or not. But I'm going to do what I want to before I go. A lawyer saw me, Mr. Joshua Samuel. He stopped me and he said, what are you doing on the road? I said, you shouldn't be here. I said, I know that. And I told him what I was doing. And he said, oh my God, I want to be a part of it. That's how it started. And he did be a part of it, a very big part of it. And he got us, I walked with, and the police used to stop us.
But what were you doing?
I'll tell you, I will not give you that right now. The police said, what the hell are you doing? You can't be on the road.
Yeah.
And I said, don't interfere with me. I am moving on. Whatever I'm doing, you follow me, check it out. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing. In the meanwhile, I had these little basket with little bottles of homeopathy medication. And I said, since you guys are on the street, I suggest all of you take this medication, whether you believe in it or not. Then I went a little further, and besides the cops, I went to the people who were carrying gas cylinders, people who were, you know, sweeping on the streets or doing work.
All the frontline workers.
Yes. And anyone going to somebody's house quietly for to do their housework. So I just got people on the street as and when I could.
So nice.
Yeah. And they really, really worked. We did a whole survey in a lockdown area, completely locked down. And it was very sad. We gave them ration, and I made sure we gave them everything. Everything means everything. For 3 months, you name it, whatever you have in your home, they had in their home. There was nothing that they needed to go out to get, except for fresh vegetables, which I organized these, haath gaadi walas. They used to come, and I said, let them take what they want, I'll pay you later. So we did that. So we gave them everything, medicals, the works. In the meanwhile, we found out about the pregnant women.
Right.
And they had no way to get out. They had no way to get medication, which is a must, and illiterate, so they were sitting quietly. I made a call to another friend who was, her name is Dr. Mamta. I said, Mamta, she was a classmate. I said, please open your hospital, please. She said, Fia, we can't. I said, I'm begging you, there are women with children in their tummies. We have to do something. So we took them to the hospital, helped. She was a darling. We had COVID babies, which were perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And that was a big achievement for me. It was such a joy. And that was done. Then we came across families who were invalid and mentally retarded. And then we started doing whatever else we could. But my restaurant, if you see some pictures, it was full of ration. I never wanted to talk about this online. I just wanted to keep it quiet.
No, but you must.
But I didn't. I really didn't. Anyway, that was my little joy. So I never shared it. there is a life after 60. There is a
Absolutely.
life.
I think your intent drove all the help.
Yeah, there is a
from
life.
output.
There is an angel. And it's all in your mind. You just have to ask the universe for what you want, and I'm sure with a good, clean heart, you will get it.
Yeah, no,
and
absolutely.
and God has kept us, and the angels have kept us safe all this time.
Yeah.
You know, throughout my life, with all the problems that we've had. You know,
I was going to ask you, what is your mindset that keeps you going? And I think you've already answered that question. But let me ask you anyway. What is that one thing you believe in you that keeps you going despite all these?
why give up?
Okay,
That is my answer. Why give up?
why give up is your?
Why give up?
Yeah,
For what? What is the reason to give up? There is no reason to give up.
yeah,
But I almost did. I'll tell you a little thing that happened.
yeah.
There was a time that I was tired, genuinely tired. And I was saying, maybe people are right and I'm wrong. For that second, I felt it. And I said, 18 hours. I love what I'm doing. I love what I'm putting out there. And I'm so happy that everything has just worked out right, the way I wanted it, from the decor to everything. So I said, why am I feeling this? During that feeling, and so many young children that come to eat with us, and so many elderly that come because of the food, and everybody else said, oh, you must have liquor. And I said, no, I'm not making liquor, I'm making good food.
Yeah,
You want a liquor? You have it at your home.
yeah,
I'll have wine. So I took a wine license because that goes with the food.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that,
yeah.
you know. But this lifted me to move forward, and suddenly a client turns around and says, do you know, congratulations. I said, for what? So he said, you don't know? I said, no. I thought for some award. And even that was a story.
Okay.
Because somebody said, oh, she must have paid for it. I said, oh my God, I wouldn't pay for anything, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, that does each to their own way of thinking. Just type out the best Parsi restaurant in India. I said, no, that's not happening. I said, oh my God, something was wrong. So they said, yes, it is there, ma'am. I said, really? So I said, wow. Then the next thing, recently I got to know, somebody came and said, it's not just India, sweetie, it's the world. I said, really? I said, where, what? What is written there? I am very intrigued now. And I was very excited about it. And in such a short time, as everyone said, shut down, and what the hell are you doing, It said the only Parsi fine-dine restaurant in the world.
Fabulous. So, obviously that the world believes or says that after a certain age, it's time to slow down, take a back seat. And a lot of elders, unfortunately, believe in that bias or buy into that bias. So what would be your one-line advice to the people who believe that life starts to end?
In my opinion, your 60 is a sweet 16. And if you keep this in mind, trust me, you will never think of old age. Right. Never.
Love that.
Never.
So 60 is 16.
We all feel that it's, everything's going creak, crook, you're kind of wobbly. But believe me, just this morning, I saw my husband he's vigilant with his work, I'm not. So he was doing an exercise where he puts one foot like this and you're standing, with his hands apart for a balance. And I said, what's so tough about that? Why do you need to practice it? I've never practiced it. Well, let me try. Maybe I might just fall off the balcony. I said, I'm going to try it. So we were on the balcony doing it, and I did it with ease. You know what? This is not about the body. It's about your mind up here.
It's about the mind.
So everyone who's even going near 60, I think should not even think about their age.
Absolutely.
I don't color my hair.
Yeah.
I don't do any of that. I'm fine. I said, it gets white, it gets whenever it has to. But I guess Parsi genes are different. My genes are different.
Absolutely.
And talking about genes, I go back to your question. It's all about upbringing. And it's the science of food. Your dhansak doesn't give you diabetes in your old age. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
A lot of Parsis don't know that. You know why? There's a dal in it that is called walni dal.
Yeah.
And it's a very bitter dal. So it is a must in the Parsi homes. The matriarch, the oldest grandmother, she makes sure that she calls the entire family together on Sundays. And we have to have the dansak, whether we like it or not. That's a family day. and she puts the walni dal in this dansak. So the kids don't feel it, but they grow up with it.
Yeah.
And that helps you. That's one of the reasons why why I'm trying to bring the old food back. So it doesn't give you diabetes.
Lovely. No, there's a lot to be learned from our roots, and I love what you
Everyone's
said.
roots, every religion.
Yeah. And I loved what you said about 60 being 16. So thank you, Fia, so much for being here with us today. I think your story has been fabulous. And to everyone who's on this podcast, we'd thank you for listening to yet another episode. We'd love to hear how you felt about this podcast of ours down in the comments below. We'll keep coming back to you with superstar seniors who are busting myths. And if you know a superstar senior who deserves to be on our podcast, please connect us to them, share their details in the comments, share this podcast with those who need to be inspired so that they can continue to live on their feet right till the last breath, just like Fia. Thank you.